Have you ever heard a doctor say the word blasts and wondered what it actually means? Here's something many people don't know. The buildup of blast cells is one of the key features of acute leukemia. But acute leukemia isn't just one disease. Today, we're going to focus on one of the most important ones, acute myeloid leukemia, better known as AML. If you or someone you love has recently been diagnosed with AML, you've probably been flooded with unfamiliar words: blood tests, bone marrow biopsies, gene mutations, chemotherapy, and maybe even stem cell transplantation. It can feel like you're learning a new language overnight. So today, let's slow everything down.
Think of your bone marrow as a huge factory that never sleeps. Every moment, this factory produces new blood cells from a special starter cell called a hematopoietic stem cell. Imagine this factory has three essential employees. First, the red blood cell, which carries oxygen to your organs. Second, the platelet, your body's emergency repair worker that stops bleeding. And third, the white blood cell, your body's soldiers that protect you from infection. Normally, everything is organized and balanced, until one day, something goes wrong. In AML, an early blood-forming cell becomes abnormal. Instead of maturing, it gets stuck in an immature stage. Doctors call this cell a myeloblast, or simply a blast. The problem is that these blasts multiply uncontrollably, filling every room inside the factory. Soon, there's no space left for the healthy workers. That's why AML is so dangerous. It crowds out normal blood production, leading to fatigue, infections, and bleeding.
Now, here's an interesting question. If blasts are simply immature blood cells, how do doctors know when it becomes leukemia? The answer comes down to one important number, the 20% rule. In many cases, doctors diagnose AML when 20% or more of the cells in the bone marrow or blood are myeloblasts.
But medicine is rarely black and white. Some patients can be diagnosed with AML even when the blast count is below 20%, because certain genetic abnormalities are so specific for AML that they confirm the diagnosis regardless of the percentage. That's why doctors combine blood tests, bone marrow biopsies, and genetic testing to see the complete picture. When people hear cancer, they often ask, what stage is it? But AML works differently. It begins in the bone marrow and circulates through the bloodstream early on. So instead of staging, doctors focus on the biology, the subtype, and the genetic fingerprint of the leukemia. This is why we use techniques like FISH, PCR, and next-generation sequencing to look at the DNA inside the cells. It allows us to move away from a one-size-fits-all approach toward personalized treatment. Treating AML is like climbing a mountain. You don't reach the summit in one step. We move through phases: induction, consolidation, and sometimes maintenance. The goal of the first phase, induction, is to achieve remission, meaning the leukemia is no longer detectable and the blood counts are recovering. We use powerful medicines like the classic 7+3 chemotherapy to sweep away the blasts. But even after remission, microscopic cells may hide like dust under furniture. That's why we move to consolidation therapy, to destroy those remaining cells and prevent relapse. Some patients may also receive maintenance therapy, using lower intensity treatment to keep the leukemia under control. Today, we also use targeted therapy. Think of it like a lock and a key. While chemotherapy turns off the electricity to the whole building, targeted therapy is designed to flip a specific switch inside the leukemia cell. If testing finds mutations like FLT3, IDH1, or IDH2, your doctor may recommend these smarter, more precise medicines. For some patients, there's an option to replace the entire blood-making system, the hematopoietic stem cell transplant. And despite the name, it isn't surgery. It's an IV infusion, much like a blood transfusion. These healthy stem cells travel through the bloodstream, find their way back to the marrow, and start building a new, healthy factory. Not everyone needs a transplant. It depends on your genetic risk, your response to treatment, and your overall health. But when it is the right choice, it offers the best chance for long-term disease control. Remember, AML treatment is more than just fighting cancer. It requires comprehensive supportive care, blood transfusions, infection prevention, and emotional support. If you've recently been diagnosed, please know this: the treatment of AML has changed dramatically. We have better diagnostics and smarter therapies than we had even a decade ago. Knowledge won't replace the treatment, but it can replace fear with understanding. This was MedVivid, where we make medicine vivid, simple, and understandable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.